time machine. A touch of absurdity there. Nice. Is this some kind of joke?
Good things can still happen.
What's wrong with you? You mean someone stole your badge?
I'm not a real police officer. You are.
What the What are you doing?
If you could only find your gun.
Disco Elysium. The final cut.
Siemanko, z tej strony Geeks. Zapraszam Was na kolejny odcinek z gry Disco Elysium. Właśnie przesłuchujemy Dezertera, którego znaleźliśmy na wyspie. No i cóż, wszystkie poszlaki wskazują na to, że to on jest winny tego zabójstwa. Ale zobaczymy, jeszcze ta fabuła może mnie nieźle zaskoczyć. Natomiast pojawiło się zadanko. Spraw, aby Dezerter przyznał się do winy. Potrzebujesz przynajmniej 3 przykładowych dowodów, żeby udowodnić, że i tak masz go w garści. Jego opór jest bezcelowy. No dobra. Jeszcze sobie tutaj przyćpałem troszeczkę. Zapaliłem papieroski, żeby poprawić statystyki. I lecimy.
Minions of capital. What do you want?
Jeszcze raz, panie Dross, pułkownik. Musimy porozmawiać o tym, jak go pan zabił.
Petty bourgeois law. This is all you care about, right? The only thing in the world for you types.
A drop of blood in the saliva.
Ups.
Tear into him again. Pile it on him.
Okej, no to po kolei. Nie potrzebuję pańskiej współpracy. Mam to. Pokaż mu jego Triangonga 446.
Not a lot of guns around that use military-grade ammunition, are there?
It's a real gun. Not like your little musketeer pistol. I've seen you prance around with that. Jumping hoops for the liberals. You look like imbeciles. Why don't you ask them to give you real weapons? Going against automatic rifles with these toy guns. Of course you got those boys killed.
O kurde. To on widział Trybunał.
Damn, he saw you. He's watched it happen. So he saw you. Okay. So what? Don't let it divert you.
Powiem, wielu uratowaliśmy. Ich przywódcę Titusa. Opanowaliśmy sytuację.
You didn't handle anything. I watched it happen. You let those murderers rip right into them. Got most of them killed. Even the fat one.
Kurde, utraciłem morale. Czekajcie. Odbiję sobie. Zdrowie też o 1.
None of those people mean anything to you. The vultures feed on this city, and you prepare the meal for them.
Trochę mnie wkurza ten gość, bo cały czas rzuca te oskarżenia. I non-stop nazywa nas psami moralinternu.
You're getting diverted. Push the gun. Only the gun matters.
So you watched the fight? Did you like what you saw? The mayhem. It was all your doing, your plan. You got them killed.
You don't know anything.
Mięśnie prawej strony jego twarzy drżą, gdy gromi porucznika wzrokiem. Proszę nie zmieniać tematu. Mamy narzędzie zbrodni. Wskaż karabin.
You know what? You're right. I'm convinced this made the shot. Should we call it?
Pyta porucznik, przyglądając się rzeczowo karabinowi. Spytaj z dramatyzmem. Myślisz, że mamy narzędzie zbrodni?
4.46 jacketed ammunition, modified for range. We have it. This is it.
Stwierdzam oficjalnie. Mamy narzędzie zbrodni.
Good.
Okej. Zadanko wykonane. Porucznik wyjmuje swój notatnik i rysuje w nim pojedynczą linię.
This feels good, doesn't it? Tearing things up like this. When you have the murder weapon, you have the killer.
Ale zastanawia mnie to, że nawet nie dali mi innej opcji, że na przykład się wycofał i stwierdził, nie, to nie jest narzędzie zbrodni. Ciekawe, do czego to zaprowadzi.
Murder.
Mówi stary mężczyzna i milknie. Zerka tylko na trzcinę, po czym raz jeszcze wstrząsa nim skurcz.
Like a marionette on some invisible string. This pushed him, but not enough. Just a little more.
Przeprowadziliśmy analizę balistyczną. Wskaż wieżę. Strzał padł z tej wyspy.
I saw you poking around there, looking for evidence. You're damn diligent when it comes to dead fascies. Did you like the view?
You had direct visibility. There are embrasures in the concrete, specifically meant for a top follower to use. And you had a long-range rifle in your possession.
Stwierdza porucznik, po czym kontynuuje łagodniejszym tonem.
You've been here a long time, Mr. Dross. Too long. You clearly need medical aid.
No właśnie, w sumie ten gość mógł strzelić do niego z osobistej zemsty, bo po prostu nienawidzi ludzi z koalicji, a Wild Pines i jej najemnicy w sumie to uosabiają, nie?
I'm ready to die. I've done my part.
He's practically admitting to it. Dead fascists for fascists. Done his part.
Powiedział pan faszoli. Przyznaje pan, że go pan zabił?
You're sad for your fascia brother, aren't you? One twig got broken. Now the others are sad.
Macha ręką. Pojawia się skurcz, a po nim jeszcze jeden. Prawej powieki.
Almost. He almost burst out there. Keep piling arguments. Anything.
Okej, została mi ostatnia opcja dialogowa. No, o czym ja jeszcze zapominam? Uderz się w bok głowy.
Wait, here it comes. The goddamn Maybells. The dried Maybells on Clausia's roof.
No właśnie. O tak.
There were Maybells in the grass when you got here. They're revolutionary symbols from the war. Nowhere else, nowhere in all of Martinez have you seen them this spring.
No właśnie.
Wait, don't forget the footprints. The diagonal prints in the dust in the secret space behind Clausia's bedroom. Now they're gonna come up.
No jasne. Dziękuję ci, głowo. Dziękuję.
You got it. Remember, the boot prints were like no modern soul. Maybe don't beat yourself anymore, though. You're not immortal.
Ciekaw jestem, jakiej marki buty pan nosi.
Everything is brands with you individualists. Who cares what brand my shoes are? Sansa? Some shit.
Spogląda na swoje buty biegowe oblepione błotem.
Show me the souls, please, Mr. Dross.
Fucking imbecile.
Stary mężczyzna napina mięśnie i spełnia prośbę. Podeszwę jego zmoczonych butów biegowych pokrywa wzór czarno-białej spirali. Tam chyba były poziome paski.
The maker is Sensorique. The model is Corbeil, and the size is 43. These are not the unusual horizontal patterned soles you saw in the dust on the floor of the hidden room. They do, however, seem to be about the same size.
Może zmienił buty?
The size fits, but not the sole.
Stwierdza porucznik, dochodząc do tego samego wniosku. I zobaczcie, mam teraz rzut na dramaturgię. Łatwy, 9. Czerwony. 97% szans. Zaraz, a może to o wiele prostsza sprawa?
Sire, he doesn't have to be wearing them right now.
No właśnie. Powiem, ludzie zmieniają buty. To nie znaczy, że pana tam nie było, że nie przemykał się pan tam przy pokoju, w którym zginęła ofiara.
Racking those brains, are you? desperate to report something back to your masters. They must have really loved that dead fuck.
The lieutenant gives you a quick sideways glance and nods to acknowledge.
Okej.
The prints were his. You can see it in those eyes. He can't keep them from flickering, looking for something.
Kurde, przecież on się właściwie przyznaje w tym momencie. Cały czas tylko kpi z nas.
The old man stares at his own prints in the ash around the fire. Silent suddenly, some strange process within him. A gush of wind. Seagulls in the distance. You've almost got him. Just the last little push.
Za oknem ofiary leżały konwalie. Pokaż mu wyschnięty kwiat.
Damn Maybells. The whole island is turning white with them.
Stwierdza, spoglądając na kwitnącą łąkę rozciągającą się za tobą.
He seems tender suddenly. Nostalgic even. A strange mood swing.
So many this year, too. The spring is coming. No, it's already here. Wash the filth away.
Nie widziałem tych kwiatów nigdzie indziej w Martinez. Tylko tutaj.
They blossom on the islets before. We fertilized them with our blood. Resurrection was snow white in May, before they ruined it.
South, the Bay of Martinez is dotted with little freckles of islets, turning green, with white flowers in white snow.
The coast, too, before they piled their containers on top of it, filled with broken, useless trash for fat-fingered bourgeois children to play with.
Jezu, ileż w nim jest nienawiści do tych burżujów, co? I ogólnie do ideologii... czego? Konsumpcjonizmu.
You must get around a lot to stay undetected all these years. Do you know any secret paths? Pinball workshops?
Good one, Kim.
I may.
Odpowiada, a na jego twarzy pojawia się na chwilę dziwny grymas. Powiem, młoda kobieta imieniem Klasie. Mówi to panu coś? Te ususzone kwiaty były za jej oknem.
Klasie.
Zna pan ją, prawda? Utrzymywała intymne stosunki z ofiarą, z najemnikiem.
With the victim.
Odwraca wzrok od bielącej się kwiatami łąki i milknie. Po chwili mięśniami jego szczęki wstrząsa spazm.
There is a small tremble, looks like a smile, a crooked smile, yet isn't quite voluntary. He's about to burst.
No dobrze.
You know who he was. A coalition-trained murderer, armored and armed. He wasn't human. The blunt end of a hammer, dripping with blood.
Powiem, on też był żołnierzem. Był człowiekiem.
Beating us to the ground, moaning with joy. You hounds get so thorough when a company-trained killer dies. I haven't seen you on this coast for 40 years. You know, maybe I should have killed one sooner.
Przyznał się.
Got your attention. Now you stop beating druggies and prostitutes in your basement. Now you come to investigate. Not when they die by the hundreds.
Oddycha przez rozszerzone nozdrza.
This is it. Shot him. Shot him. Say shot him, not killed him.
Więc go pan zastrzelił?
Oh, the inhumanity. One paramilitary less in Revachol.
Niemal widzisz, jak wyciska ze swojego oka łzę. Jego zaciśnięte pięści zaczynają drżeć z gniewu.
The lieutenant raises his right arm to hush you. Hush. He does not need to be pushed anymore. The ball is rolling. While the lieutenant listens, holding his breath.
Wstrzymaj oddech.
I had them in my sights, both of them, him and the whore. I was breathing with them, in phase, and I pulled the trigger and flew on the air until I landed in his mouth.
Zaczyna się uśmiechać.
I didn't think I had a shot like that in me anymore. I did. I saw him kneel there with his mouth full of death, and that stupid look on his face. And his dick still in her.
Kurde, ależ w nim nienawiści, co? I co ten stary w ogóle narobił? Przez niego może dojść do wojny domowej. A może to mu się marzy, co?
There, a hot flash of rage almost carries the smile away. Some dark peace.
I co potem?
Nothing. I went to sleep. Next morning there were Maybells everywhere. The world was white, or what's left of it anyway. My last spring here. I knew the fascists would come to avenge their own. And so they did.
Nie jesteśmy faszystami, idioto.
Mr. Dross, are you aware you're confessing to murder?
Pyta porucznik po chwili ciszy.
Yes.
To jedno słowo stanowi całą jego odpowiedź.
And you were looking at them, the victim and a young woman, having sex, through the scope of your rifle that night, before you shot him?
Dopytuje porucznik i wyjmuje bardzo powoli swój notatnik.
The old man nods.
Why?
Because that's what they were doing.
Stwierdza wzruszając ramionami, po czym cmoka.
The motive. This is where the motive is going to come from.
No właśnie.
You can coax it out of him. The lieutenant's preparing the ground.
I don't understand. Do you, detective? I don't understand this part.
Czemu patrzył pan na nich tamtej nocy?
I'm always looking.
Odpowiada, przechylając głowę na bok i spoglądając na miasto. Prawą stroną jego ciała wstrząsa kolejny skurcz, tym razem mniej intensywny.
Are you always looking through the scope of a rifle? I'm just trying to understand.
A rifle scope has the best magnification.
Helps him see all the shit.
And if you don't like it?
Click.
Jeśli to część gówna, które pan widzi,
Then you pull the trigger?
Yes. Think of it as a form of critique.
odpowiada, patrząc porucznikowi prosto w oczy.
You got him going. Connect every little piece now. Wrap this up like a gift.
Dobra, momencik. Ja sobie zapiszę w tym czasie. Fajnie, że mogę to zrobić. Na wypadek, gdybym coś zepsuł, nie będę musiał tego wszystkiego powtarzać. Nowe zadanko, wyciągnij z niego motyw. Czemu on to zrobił? No czemu? No dobra.
Minions of capital. What do you want?
Cicho tam. Zapytam, co dokładnie się panu nie spodobało w tym, co widział pan w noc morderstwa?
Them. Fucking. I didn't like that.
A więc był pan zazdrosny?
Jealousy is a reactionary concept. I didn't like the Reaver enjoying himself. Drugged out, soothed in the arms of a young woman. I wanted him to die so he could not enjoy life anymore. And I wanted to see his head explode. That too. She should know better than to hold a child murderer between her thighs. I knew he'd be there for one more second, writhing.
Jezu.
That's all it takes for the bullet to reach his head. Now that I think of it, I wasn't aiming for his mouth. I wanted his brains to spill out on her. But you can't have everything.
To i tak był zajebisty strzał. Mega imponujący. gość w jego wieku czegoś takiego dokonał. Wow.
Her body sweating from the drugs, slick from cerebral hemorrhage. This man has seen past her, like you did. And now he longs to see her covered in blood.
Jezu.
To punish her.
Od jak dawna ją pan obserwował?
Since she came to Martinez, I saw her sneaking in the reeds early in the morning, behind the Fell building. It was dark, still winter. She didn't have her skimpy outfit on then, just a spot in the night, moving.
To ciekawe, czyli on... Może on ukradł jej dokumenty?
Past the Fell building on the coast? What was she doing there?
Hiding something in the water. She had a fag after she'd done it. I was up in the ruins there. She couldn't see me, but I could see her, smoking. She was nervous, but not scared.
And beautiful.
Dobra, powiem to. I piękna.
That, too.
Kiwa głową.
How could you see what she looked like? You said it was dark.
The sun came up. Her hair was like cobwebs. She smoked more fags and snorted a line of whatever shit she was on right there. She needed it just to move.
Co pana zdaniem tam ukryła?
Her passport and ticket to Villiers. And from there to Cachet-Brut.
Zadziwiająco dokładny opis, co?
In the free state of Semonine, hidden away at the edge of the earth, near the Pale.
To ukryta boja, o której nam powiedziała. Zaglądał pan do środka?
After she was gone,
Potwierdza, kiwając głową.
Did you keep what was in it? When we found the submersible, it was empty.
no. Why would I do that? I didn't need tickets to Villiers. I'd put them back. If I wanted to extort someone, I'd do better.
This implies that he's thought about extorting her. Also, a little inconsistency here. He was surprised to hear her name Clausia before. Would he not have seen it on the documents?
To ciekawe. Widział pan jej imię w paszporcie, ale kiedy wcześniej wspomniałem, że ma na imię Clausię, zdawał się pan je słyszeć pierwszy raz w życiu.
You didn't say Clausia in there.
Jakie nazwisko miała zapisane w paszporcie?
It was something. I don't remember. It was dark that morning. I only remember her face on the photo.
Jest pan pewny? Zaglądaliśmy tam. W środku nic nie było.
Why would I need that trash? I'm not going to Villiers.
A strange confusion comes over him from time to time. Some kind of aberration of the nervous system.
Czyli ta teoria, że może mieć demencję, ma coś w sobie. Dobra, przejdźmy dalej. Czy później też pan ją obserwował?
I did. She had a face like an archipelago with those birthmarks. And a body hard and lean and bruised all over. Black and yellow. I could see she's taken a beating. I could see who she was, too. A spook. On the run. Revachol's the cloaca of capital now. All the bagmen and arms dealers end up here to do drugs and have sex like animals.
You could tell she was a spook from the documents?
She had different color hair on the photo and glasses. Forged. Some sordid bourgeois affair. I've heard about this kind of thing on the radio.
Kurde, wszystko rozkminił, co?
He's setting it up for you. The bruises, you can't make that out in a scope.
A, no racja. I był pan w stanie zobaczyć jej siniaki przez lunetę karabinu?
You can't see bruises through a scope. It's just a blur.
Okej, rzut na czas reakcji. Skąd on zna te drobne szczegóły związane z jej ciałem? 97% szans. Plus 1. Ślady kroków w pyle. Plus 2. Mógł zmienić buty. Plus 1. Znalazłeś dziurę w ścianie. Czerwony test. Lecimy.
It quickly comes to you.
Te siniaki na jej ciele, widział je pan może przez dziurę w ścianie?
Oh, yes. Cutting those drugs of hers into little lines with a knife. Masturbating.
Podglądacz.
Everything in him fills with impossible longing, all at once.
Stary zbok, co?
Did you make that hole?
With a clip point knife.
Good for listening in, too, for hearing the moaning and the snorts.
Widział ją pan kiedyś przez okno, z dachu?
Like that, too? Yes. Bending like a bow against the glass.
Był pan w sekretnym przejściu za Wearing in Rags. To były pańskie ślady stóp. Po prostu zmienił pan buty.
I've been through all of Martinez. Every nook and cranny.
I tam też.
Yes, that too. The things they did in that little room. What she'd do to feel good. Funny the way light works. You turn it on inside, and it gets so dark out, you can't see a man looking in. I learned that in the 20s, when they were still hunting me. I've seen people do some shit, but
Potrząsa głową.
Those two took the cake.
Najwyraźniej.
You hear the familiar scribble of the lieutenant's pen. A quick glance at you. One more loose end down. We're doing this, detective.
How did you get in there? The hidden pinball workshop.
I can just walk in there now after a good wash. I told you, they think I'm an antisocial. Closing hour is a good time. The kitchen's empty.
You had to open the steel door in the kitchen? How?
I got that open a long time ago. Some bourgeois game merchant lived there. I don't know, 15 years ago. He left spare keys all over, and I took one. Then I saw her turn the light on one night in my scope.
Wyjaśnia wskazując Wearing in Rags.
Andy found use for it. A spare key, like the one hanging behind the Union Box window.
Chciał ją pan ukarać, więc go pan zabił.
She practically breastfed that man. You wouldn't believe the things she let him do to her.
Stwierdza, kręcąc głową i wpatrując się w popiół.
You stare at them too. In your mind, her innocence day still turns to leaf. Airport bag in hand, silks flowing in her wake.
To nie ma nic wspólnego z tym, co dzieje się teraz. W nawiasie spróbuj zapomnieć.
It's no good, Harry. Her voice rings in the evening air. It smells of burning buildings.
Powiem, przejrzał ją pan? Ja też.
You're delusional. There's nothing to see in the soul of the bourgeois woman. It's the same as the surface. Sick hedonism and desperation.
Powiem, mężczyźni są szaleni. Potrząśnij głową.
The world is insane.
Stwierdza, unosząc wzrok. Zauważasz jakiś blask w jego oczach, który po chwili gaśnie. Powiem jeszcze, czuł pan coś do tej kobiety.
There's nothing to hold on to.
The coals of his eyes glisten suddenly, like stones dripping with water. Is he crying?
Man needs to feel something else. In this fight, It helps if you have your eye on something there. It's weakness, I know.
Dlatego zostawił pan za jej oknem ususzone kwiaty?
No.
Znowu zaczyna potrząsać głową, jak słonecznik na uschniętej łodydze. W takim razie dlaczego?
I don't really know. I was there one night and she was crying, like a child, in the corner of our room on the floor, like she does sometimes.
Kiedy to było?
The day after I killed him.
I przyniósł jej pan konwalię?
Yes. I don't know why I do the things I do anymore.
Odpowiada, spoglądając na zwęglone kłody.
It's as if something put the thought there to leave the flowers.
Chciał ją pan pocieszyć.
Maybe. I told you, I have holes in my brain now. I wouldn't just sit here waiting for you.
A sudden pang of rage.
If you came 10 years ago, I would have killed you.
Stwierdza i ociera oczy.
In the silence, the lieutenant draws a line in his notes, then nods at you once more. One more down.
A więc, krótko mówiąc, nie chodziło tu o niego, a o nią.
Her.
Powtarza, wpatrując się w popiół, a po chwili w trzciny. Kącik jego oka drży.
The lieutenant nods at you in acknowledgement. That's it. Motive. We have it.
No właśnie.
Where is she, that Clasier? I haven't seen her there for days.
Pyta stary mężczyzna, spoglądając na ciebie. Dobra, powiem mu prawdę. Uciekła, ale najpierw doprowadziła nas tutaj. Domyśliła się, że ktoś obserwuje ją z fortu.
Gone. I knew it. She kept staring into the scope this last week at the island, like she knew. She'd look at night, crying or smoking on the roof, staring right into me. It doesn't matter.
Midtown, across the Bay of Revachol, the oceanic wind washes 40-story towers. Above them, Lausanne's central aerodrome, a cocoon suspended in the sky by a web of suspension wiring, encircled by hybrid aircraft.
Spójrz na północ.
On the platform, a young woman is withdrawing from amphetamines, barbiturates, and alcohol. Yet still she smiles among the crowd, among the great ghosts of the city she's leaving, for another, far south.
Ale zajebiście. Właśnie dreszcze pozwoliły mi jakby zobaczyć Klasję.
Smaller, distant, hidden, not like the great chandelier she sees sparkle in the night below her. Streetlights, towers, tenements and water, and across it a dark strip of ruins, barely visible if she didn't squint her eyes. There, on a dilapidated jetty in a nameless village, 2 police officers and 1 special consultant look across a narrow strip of sea. The ruins of a sea fort stick out of the water, built by Philippe II, reappropriated by the commune, then lost in the landing.
O kurde. Ci pozostali goście z komisariatu Harego są już we wsi, na pomoście.
He's there, doing what exactly I don't know. Satellite Officer Vic Mayer points at the ruins. Behind that anti-aircraft something. That's why we can't see him.
Kurde, teraz to niech spierdalają. Rozwiązaliśmy całą tę sprawę. Harry prawie to przypłacił życiem, a oni co, teraz przylezą na gotowe?
Special Consultant Heidelstein is optimistic. We'll see the boat when he comes. Let's go get a coffee until then. I know this interesting little place. Where? His voice trails off as the three walk down the jetty. As the men go, Patrol Officer Minnow looks back over her shoulder at the crumbling fortification like a rotten tooth rising out of the water. Good luck, Harry, she thinks. You need something good for this.
No kurde, co to znaczy? To jest jakaś groźba.
We could get more. We've got him talking.
Who knows what he's seen and done over the years?
W sumie racja.
You could get more out of him. He likes talking.
Dobra, dziadku, gadaj.
Enough. Take him in. Bend his arms behind his back and end this.
Czekajcie, użyję sobie może pyrcholidonu? Nie, nie trzeba. Widział pan coś jeszcze, co się panu nie spodobało?
A tragic comedy. Druggies, prostitutes, and rentiers.
A strange little engine seems to fire up in him again. It straightens his back.
A konkretnie?
Specifically, the whole city is a charnel house. Stripped clean and draped in neon. But Martinez is the worst.
Jak to?
Because of the racists. Everyone is a racist in Martinez. It's their favorite thing to do in the whole world. Listening to race-themed radio shows. In the ruins, in their lorries.
Wyjaśnia wskazując przeciwległy brzeg.
Pumped full of steroids and Radio Revachol 92. Race this, race that. It's all sanctioned by that Social Democratic Union and the farce of a Social Democrat who runs it.
Pan Claire?
Yes, the fly larva in his container. He let some nihilistic advertising yuppies erect a statue of Philippe III, a syphilitic murderer, on the town square, to spit on the working class.
Coś jeszcze?
Not since the serfs of ancient Pericarnassus has history produced a more inert social class than the Martinez proletariat. The rest of Revachol at least pretends to rebuild. These people still live in ruins. Intense, like animals, like those boom-boom morons on the ice. A pity they didn't drown in that tent of theirs.
Bum bum kretyni to rejwersi. Dobra, niech gada dalej. To wszystko?
The worst of them is the blood-drenched Sucrion on her yacht, licking her lips. The old whore's gone now. Her gun-toting porcelain men are dead. So, actually, no.
Czy jest ktoś, kogo nienawidzi ten gość? Serio, wszystkich obrzuca mięsem, co?
The worst is that old cop parading around in his uniform, throwing balls all day. It's not enough that the racists and liberals are dancing on our graves. The old loyalist ghouls still parade the ruins too.
Spokojnie, René już gryzie glebę.
Every morning he's there, while the parasites he fought to protect are off in Ozon, or Koyamoran, or some other island they built their palaces on, feeding on drugs and having sex with their own children.
Kurwa, gościu, co ty gadasz? Dobra, nic nie mów.
That's all the rich really want. Sex with their own children.
Wow.
Throughout history,
Ale mu się
even the
zlasowało.
royal bloodline of the suzerain, it's all just an excuse for them to have sordid sex. At least that old cunt Frisell is now dead.
Skiń tylko głową.
We did good when we pushed him under that horse car. If only, in the 30s, those disco whores...
Zaczyna złowrogo mamrotać, przez co nie jesteś w stanie zrozumieć ani jednego słowa.
The disco whores are too much. Hatred shuts down his brain's language center, leaving only a nonsensical sputter.
Okej.
What was that about? Steroids? It piqued your interest.
No pewnie, że tak.
Ask about that cock on parade too. Make sure you get everything here.
Dobra, ciśnij, stary. Disco dziwki?
Horse.
To wszystko, co mówi. Nawet to jedno słowo wycedził z ogromnym wysiłkiem. Trawi go zbyt wielka złość. Kurde, mam nadzieję, że on się tutaj nie przekręci, że nie dostanie nagle jakiegoś wlewu z tej złości. Kolejne pytanko. A ten napompowany sterydami rasista u bram? A chodzi o miarogłówego.
Yes, steroids. A racist on steroids.
Ma pan na myśli miarogłowego, prawda? Jaką ma pan opinię na jego temat?
What is my opinion? You think the rich man has an opinion on this idiocy? Is the rich man on the radio telling you his opinion? No. The rich man's looking at real estate and fiddling his kids, wading through the corpses.
O co mu chodzi z tymi dziećmi? Uparł się na to, co?
Ha, yes, but he was there. Why was he there if you can't have an opinion?
Ja w sumie nie lubię miarogłowego. Ja na przykład mam opinię o miarogłowym, którą wszyscy powinni usłyszeć i nie jest ona pozytywna.
You moralist types are all crypto-fascists, eternally fascinated with lurid race topics, helping the ruling class conduct their swindle, keeping the inane conversation going on Channel 4.
Kurde, on i tak wszystko obróci w ten sposób, że i tak mi się dostanie. Czego bym nie powiedział, nie?
The rich man doesn't care about complexion. He rules the world, and he laughs at your moral soliloquies.
Wspomniał pan, że związek jest socjaldemokratyczny, a pan Claire jest parodią socjaldemokraty.
Another hideous disappointment. Unions are the real enemy. The true enemy of the proletariat, placating the masses.
Disappointment, so personal. He displays a familiarity with the union's top brass.
Rozumiem.
First against the wall with them. Keep the mills running, collaborates, the whole lot. They should go before the owners.
Kurde, taki stary, zrzędliwy dziad. Nic mu nie pasuje i nikt mu nie pasuje. Dobra, jeszcze jedno. Mówiąc stary kutas paradujący w swoim mundurku, ma pan na myśli René?
Every fucking morning for 34 years. Throwing that ball. One ball against the other. I've always loathed that game. That is not a working class game. I don't care what they say on Radio June. Royalist ghouls played like it was life itself. Click, clack across the water each day. And that uniform, like a parrot plumage. I won't even mention that he's a traitor to his race. A petank maniac race traitor.
Wow, odpuśćmy, zanim się pan za bardzo podnieci.
What is there to be agitated about? The unholy ghoul? I love him there. He reminds me of everything we fought for. At least we killed Dafistel and his kingsman.
Tyradę przerywa mu atak kaszlu. Dobra, cieszę się, że o tym porozmawialiśmy. A teraz...
Glad. It's all gone.
Wpatruje się w popół swoich stóp. Wokół rośnie ubrudzona szarością wiosenna trawa. Mogę jeszcze powiedzieć, chcę spytać jeszcze raz o ludzi, których pan nie lubi. Ale dobra, już o wszystko zapytałem. Widzę, że jest opcja, że mogę go aresztować, ale to już zrobię w kolejnym odcinku. Mam nadzieję, że ten odcinek wam się podobał. Jeżeli tak, wiecie co robić, zostawcie łapkę w górę, subskrypcję. No i cóż, oglądajcie, wspierajcie mnie. Dziękuję wam również za wszystkie komentarze, które zostawiacie. Bardzo lubię na nie odpisywać. No i co? Widzimy się w kolejnych odcinkach. Trzymajcie się, wszystkiego dobrego. Cześć!